probably noticed that protein is everywhere right now, right? Protein cereal, protein candy bars, protein cookies, protein chips, protein ice cream, protein soda. And while some of this feels excessive, this trend didn't happen randomly. According to research published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition, protein can increase your metabolism by about 20 to 30% through digestion alone. Here's what that actually means. When you eat protein, your body has to do more work to break it down, absorb it, and use it. That work costs energy, aka calories. So if you eat 100 calories of protein, your body may burn 20 to 30 calories just processing it. So you're only really taking in 70 to 80 calories. With carbs, that cost is much lower. And with fat, it's almost nothing. So protein doesn't just add calories, it also raises the energy cost of digestion. Now combine that with the fact that protein is also the most filling macronutrient, and the protein everywhere trend starts to make sense. People aren't overeating because they're weak or lazy. They're overeating because they feel hungry. And most modern foods are made from macronutrients that digest quickly, spike blood sugar, and don't keep you full for very long. So today, I want to show you why protein, along with muscle, are two of the most powerful fat loss levers you can pull and how they work together inside a calorie deficit. Let's get into it. Fat loss feels confusing, frustrating, or like you're constantly fighting your appetite, this is for you. Protein is not a trend. It's not a gym bro thing, and it's not optional if fat loss is your goal. Protein directly affects hunger regulation, body composition, muscle retention, metabolic rate, long-term fat loss success. And this isn't just fitness industry advice or trend. The USDA's most recent dietary guidelines emphasize adequate, high-quality protein intake across the lifespan, especially for preserving lean mass, supporting metabolic health, and regulating appetite. That's important because protein isn't just about muscle. It's about keeping your metabolism high enough that fat loss can actually happen. Here's the pattern I see constantly. People try to lose fat by eating less. They snack more. They're hungry all the time. They feel like fat loss is impossible. And then they think something is wrong with them. Nothing is wrong with you. What's wrong is the way the calorie deficit is being explained and executed. Fat loss does require a calorie deficit. Yes, but most people are taught that a calorie deficit only means eating less food. That's not true. A calorie deficit simply means your body is using more energy than it's taking in. And there are multiple levers that control that, not just food intake. Most people only pull one lever, and then their body pulls the rest in the opposite direction. I want you to picture fat loss like a control panel. On one side, you have energy in, it's what you eat. On the other side, you have energy out, what your body burns or uses. Energy out includes resting metabolic rate, how much your body burns to stay alive, daily movement, exercise, the thermic effect of food, or how much energy is used to break down and use food. Most people try to force fat loss by only touching the eat less lever. That's why hunger skyrockets, energy drops, movement drops, and fat loss stalls. Now let's talk about the two levers that make the biggest difference long term: muscle and, you guessed it, based off of the name of this video, protein. Why muscle is one of the most powerful fat loss levers. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. That means it costs your body energy to maintain it. All day, every day, your body is burning more calories to maintain muscle. According to research by Phillips and Van Loon, preserving and building muscle helps maintain resting metabolic rate during fat loss and improves long-term body composition outcomes. Here's the key idea. The more muscle you have, the more calories your body burns just to exist. You can eat the same amount of food you were eating before, but if you now have more muscle, your body requires more energy to maintain that muscle. You can eat the same amount of food, but burn more calories because you have more muscle to maintain, which means your calorie intake stayed the same, your energy output increased, you are now in a calorie deficit by eating the same amount without eating less. This is why two people can eat the same calories and have completely different fat loss results. One has more muscle, one burns more energy at rest. Muscle doesn't just change how you look, it changes the math of fat loss. And this is why losing muscle during dieting is such a problem. Lose muscle, your body burns fewer calories. The deficit shrinks. Fat loss slows or stops. So one of the biggest goals in fat loss is keeping muscle or even building more. And protein is what makes that possible. Protein as a fat loss lever. Protein is powerful because it supports multiple fat loss levers at the same time. Protein protects muscle. I think we all know that. In a calorie deficit, your body needs energy. If protein is low, your body is more likely to break down muscle tissue for immediate energy. It's the fastest it can get to, faster than fat tissue. Protein tells your body, we're keeping muscle, find energy somewhere else. That matters because muscle is one of the main drivers of your metabolism. Protein raises energy expenditure. Protein has the highest thermic effect of macronutrients, meaning your body burns more calories to break it down. Research in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition shows protein burns 20 to 30% of its calories just through digestion. So protein doesn't just add calories in, it slightly increases calories out. That means protein helps widen the deficit without you eating less. Protein makes the deficit sustainable. Protein increases satiety hormones and suppresses hunger hormones. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows protein increases GLP-1 and peptide YY while lowering ghrelin, which means you feel fuller for longer, cravings go down, and adherence improves. And adherence is everything. A perfect plan you can't stick to does nothing. Protein supports training and recovery. Strength training is what tells your body to keep muscle. Protein is what allows that muscle to repair and rebuild. More muscle means higher energy burn, which means easier fat loss. So protein isn't just food, it's a signal. So here's the big picture I want you to remember. A calorie deficit is not just about eating less. A calorie deficit becomes easier and more effective when you have more muscle. Your body burns more energy at rest. Digestion costs more energy. Hunger is controlled. Training stays strong. Muscle raises the baseline. Protein supports every lever. That's why these two matter so much. Protein and muscle. And this is where people get unintentionally misled. They're being told certain foods are good protein sources. They don't check, they don't log, they don't step back and look at the whole picture. So let's do that now, shall we? Let's take peanut butter. This is a classic example. I had some toast with peanut butter, great protein source. 2 tablespoons of peanut butter is 190 calories, which is 8 grams of protein and 16 grams of fat. A solid protein serving for a meal is 25 to 30 grams of protein. To get that from peanut butter, you need about 7 to 8 tablespoons. Do the math, that's 700 to 760 calories, mostly fat, very little volume. That's a lot just from some peanut butter. And here's the important part. Fat is calorie dense, but it does not shut down hunger the way protein does. So you just ate most of your daily calories and you'll likely feel hungry again relatively soon. So yes, peanut butter has protein, but using it as a protein source works against fat loss, not for it. Let's take chickpeas or hummus. This is another one. People think that hummus is a great source of protein. This one surprises people. Half a cup of chickpeas is 135 calories, 7 grams of protein and 22 grams of carbs. To reach 25 to 30 grams of protein, you need about 2 cups. That's roughly 500 or more calories, which are mostly carbohydrates, faster digestion than complete proteins. Here's why that matters. Carb-heavy foods digest more quickly than protein-dominant foods, so hunger returns sooner. So again, you eat more calories in the long run, which means more snacking, more calories later, harder to sustain a deficit. Hummus, chickpeas, these are not bad foods. They're just not protein anchors. They don't do the job people expect them to do. So what are some protein sources? At minimum, each meal should include 25 to 40 grams of protein, or 1 palm-sized hand of a complete protein source. That's the anchor. Once protein is in place, hunger is calmer, calories are easier to manage, fat loss becomes sustainable. You don't feel like you're in a deficit. So here are some low-calorie, high-protein options. Foods that hit that target efficiently. Chicken breast, turkey, lean white meats, fish and seafood. Again, focus on the white fish. Lean beef, eggs and egg whites, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, tofu, tempeh, edamame, protein powder when used intentionally and making sure there is not a lot of additives or sugar. These foods preserve muscle, increase energy burn, control hunger, and support the deficit. And now a word on food logging. Most people think they're eating enough protein. They're not lying. They're just guessing. Look at labels. Log your food. When people actually see their numbers, it becomes obvious why fat loss has been hard. Tracking isn't obsessive, it's objective. It's awareness. A solid guideline for how much protein you should get is 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight per day, or 25 to 40 grams per meal. Fat loss isn't just about eating less. It's about pulling the right levers. Muscle raises how much energy you burn. Protein protects muscle and controls hunger. Together, they create a sustainable calorie deficit. And this isn't extreme. It's just understanding how the system works. So the next time you feel hungry, an hour or two after eating, don't ask what's wrong with me or let me just grab something quick. Ask one question instead. How much protein was actually in the meal I just had? And if you don't know, log it. Look it up. That question alone will change how you eat. And if you want to see this clearly instead of guessing, watch my next video on how to log your food for faster fat loss, so you can see exactly what's happening instead of assuming. Keep giving your body what it actually needs and keep showing up. I'll see you in the next one.